And we are back. It's important to remember that while you should enjoy everything life has to offer, it's also crucial to prepare for what happens when you die. A life insurance policy provides essential protection for you as well as your family. And choosing the right type of life insurance can be quite confusing. But joining me now with some information is financial policy advocate at Consumer Reports, Chuck Bell. And Chuck, good to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And I think that's something we talk about in the beginning. So many people are just enjoying life, but then when it comes time that death occurs, life insurance is brought into question, and many times families aren't adequately prepared. So when it comes to choosing life insurance, are we finding that more and more people are making that decision, or a lot of people still on the fence in terms of choosing a policy?
Well, life insurance is unusual in a number of ways, and one of them is people have said it's a product that's sold, not purchased,
Right.
by which I mean people often approach you to offer life insurance. A lot of times the consumer is not going out there and actively researching their options and making a deliberate decision. And it's not pleasant to think about our own death. You know, with other types of insurance like car insurance or home insurance, you can see the value of the assets you're protecting. If they're damaged, you see them get repaired or replaced.
Mm-hmm.
With life insurance, we're talking about your own life.
Right.
And so if you were to suddenly depart from the earth, would your household have enough money to pay your rent and your mortgage? Would you have enough money to help put your kids through college? That's the importance of life insurance, really, is to plan for unexpected death, as well as, perhaps build some money up for the future and have some death benefit at the end of your life.
And you talked about it earlier, how sometimes families are brought to the place where they're actually being sold, and life insurance companies are coming and saying, listen, this can be overwhelming, actually, for a family. So how do you get down to break down to which exactly is the best life insurance policy for your person?
Yeah, what I would recommend is people go to an independent website like Investopedia or US News and WorldReport.com, where there's a good explanation of what the different types of products that are available, and also some quotes or ratings of different policies where you can compare your choices. You don't want to go with the first person or salesperson that comes along. You want to do some homework and research your choices. And it's okay to say to these people, hey, I'm in research mode right now. I'm gathering information. I want to see how your policies stack up to what other folks have to offer.
Yeah, and that's good advice right there. When we talk about life insurance, though, it's a little bit more than just choosing life insurance, because it's also really, as you mentioned, financial planning.
Exactly. I mean, it also factors into what other financial plans are you making? Do you have a 401k or a retirement plan at your job that you're putting money aside for? Because that's going to affect your savings and your wealth building as well. But for many people, the important thing to do is to have enough life insurance when your kids are young. And so if something happens to you, there's enough money to help support them and keep the household going. What would be the burden or impact on your partner if you happen to pass away? And it's not something that many of us think about, but term life insurance, which is a short-term type of life insurance that you get for 5 to 20 years, will help cover that contingency. And then when you're older and your kids have grown up and they're off on their own with their own salaries, they've gotten through college, you've paid off your mortgage, there's probably less need for life insurance at that point. You can focus on the other types of wealth building, like supporting a home or focusing on your retirement plan and mutual funds.
But it really is a safety net for families, really, of many ways, because when we look at it, it's not just about the burial per se. It's more about making sure there's some financial stability that goes on for your loved ones, and really passing down something that they'll be able to subside with.
Absolutely. And so in the beginning, you want to research what your needs are, how much replacement income you think you're going to need, how much for burial, and so on and so forth. And then you want to search for the coverage with that amount in mind. Social Security has some survivor benefits programs, so that will provide some support to many households, but it's not going to be enough to cover some of the basic expenses that you're probably already paying right now. And you also have to consider how much room do you have in your budget to pay premiums for life insurance, because it's really tough for people now.
Yeah, and the rates are increasing, of course. And talk about since COVID. Let's talk about what's happened since COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I think COVID underscores the fact that you could pass away unexpectedly. I mean, the
Right.
life insurance system and the industry is going to be fine. They're adjusting to the situation. They have actuaries that figure out the risks of death and so forth. But for a lot of people, you can get, good term coverage for, $50, $60 premium per month, right? So U.S. News lists a number of these policies on their website. So I would suggest going to a website like that and really understanding the industry. There are many different types of life products. It's very complex, so it's important to really do your homework in the beginning and get a general understanding, not working just with one person from the industry who might steer you in the wrong direction.
Yeah. One thing I love about Consumer Reports, Chuck, is the fact you guys really take a look at, some of the trends that consumers are looking at or businesses are looking at. So I can't let you leave without talking about trends for a minute. Are there any trends that we are looking at in terms of life insurance from the consumer?
Well, one area where I think we're starting to break through and make some progress is more and more people are seeking out financial planners. So there's a thing called the Certified Financial Planner designation, where you can get somebody who's an independent person who works for either a commission or fee for service, but works just for you. And that industry has grown, and there's a website called Let's Make a Plan, where you can get referred to a certified financial planner. So I think the idea of people getting their own independent financial advice, not tied to the fortunes of a particular company, is a really important thing, because people earn big commissions for selling life insurance, and unfortunately not everybody's going to do what's in your best financial interest. You have to really shop it and get 3 to 5 quotes and look at the policies head to head, make an apples to apples comparison.
What's the biggest thing you tell consumers when it comes to this?
Get started. I think the challenge is that people say, I'd like to do that someday, but
Right.
keep putting it off. You can start today. You can start to go to some of these websites. You can reach out, maybe find a friend who uses a financial planner. See if you can go get a meeting with that person and get some advice and some ideas on how to get started.
Because after COVID, I'm sure that more and more people are saying, listen, I got to take a look at this and get about
Yeah,
it.
I think in the old days, honestly, life insurance was often sold to you during the coffee hour after church.
Right.
And we don't have that quite as much as we used to. It's harder for the companies to reach consumers. They're doing more advertising on the internet, but there's less in-person contact to make the sale. So sales have been probably declining a bit. And but it puts the consumer in a position where they can ask more questions and reach out to companies more proactively on their own.
Chuck, good to see you.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
Daren.
you. All right, Chuck Bell, policy advocate for Consumer Reports, joining us here talking about life insurance. Now, if you want more information, visit the website at consumerreports.org and then follow them on social media at Consumer Reports. We encourage you to don't go anywhere. We got more open coming up right after this.